new Domi Reverse game is just about to begin, and who will be its next target? Will it be the next Pirate King Luffy, or will it be Loki? And most importantly, we have found out who Imu, or the true identity of Imu in the story of One Piece. Want to know more? Stay tuned till the end of the video. We're going to talk all about that in today's video. It is going to be a banger one, and be sure to like our video, share this video with your fellow One Piece and anime fans. And with the self promotion out of the way, let's get back into the main video. Now, there is a heavy discussion on why Luffy and Loki could be potentially the two people who could get Domi Reverse by Imu. And the equations are pretty simple. Currently, Imu has no backup. Both Saint Summers and Saint Kiringham are being taken care of, and as if the Holy Land is on fire, probably no other Holy Knights would be dispatched at the moment. And we could see that Imu cannot access his full power through Gunko, so Imu needs something in order to make his fight more intense and more intimidating in the upcoming chapters. Now, Imu cannot access his full power is a potential issue because we have not seen how capable a full-powered Imu is. I could assume that being possessing a Holy Knight or being taking the control of a Gorosei are two different things, since the Goroseis are probably having a higher level of contract with Imu, gave Imu more flexibility and more power. Hence, when he took control over Saint Saturn in God Valley, he had more power and more flexibility. R.I.P. Spider-Man, you will be remembered as one of the worst villains in One Piece history, but let's not dwindle around Mr. Spider-Man or Mr. QK at the moment, and let's focus only on Imu. So, we are only going to assume that since the Holy Land is on fire, no more Holy Knights or no more Gorosei would be treated here as a backup for Imu, and Imu is solo and alone. At this point of the time, we have seen what Imu could do. The only thing that could save him for a bit is his shotgun. That thing is fucking broken. But I don't think his shotgun alone would be enough to save him or save Imu's life at the current point, because both Luffy and Loki are extremely strong. And you have to remember one thing, Imu does not address Luffy or Loki by their original name. They address them by the devil fruit name, that is both Nika and Nidhogg. Now, this small thing about names just revealed Imu's true identity. We said in the intro that we're going to talk about Imu's true identity and that it was not clickbait. And this one thing just revealed who Imu is. And the truth of Imu's power and Imu's identity is, he is the fucking devil. There is no other theory, there is no other condition. He is not the sea god, he is not any other god. He is the pure fucking devil. Now, let's come to the realization about why Imu is not the sea god, not any other god, not Narona Imu from the Void Century, and why he is the fucking devil. It is pretty simple. He remembers the name Nidhogg. Now, why Nidhogg is so important? Guys, if you remember it, then the Elbaphian legendary devil fruit was not being used for a very long time. And considering the lifespan of a giant is about 150 to 200 years, you could easily say that the Void Century is not long enough for them to have a devil fruit that is legendary and that is not being used for a very long time. So this checks out Narona D. Imu, the king who was present during the Void Century, because the king at that point of the time was probably someone that lived during the Void Century. He was not someone that was born like say thousands of years ago. So we could easily deduce that he is not Narona Imu, because if he was Narona Imu, then he would not remember who Nidhogg is, right? This legendary devil fruit has not been used for a very long time, and someone who has just been out for 1,000 years, although 1,000 years is very high in terms of time for a human, for a giant it is not that much. So you could easily say that someone like Narona Imu should not know what Nidhogg is, and especially does not know how Nidhogg looks like, right? If you have not faced someone like Nidhogg in your prime time, how could you say that, oh, I heard about this devil fruit, it is a dragon, it is a big black dragon, but you cannot determine which dragon it is. Imu was so sure that it was Nidhogg, and it was that he has no question about it. He just said Nika and Nidhogg. So this shows that Imu has previous encounters with Nidhogg. Now that validates why he is not the same Narona Imu from, let's say, the Void Century, but his name is still Imu. And why his name is still Imu, it could be a mystery, but let's just assume that he is the devil and someone made a contract with him, the usual devil stuff, and now he is taking care of the person aka Narona Imu as his new host. Now let's talk about why Imu is not the god of the sea or the sea god. Well, you see, we get an answer to this in this very arc of Elbap. We heard that there was a god of war, someone we did not know before. We only knew that there were 4 gods, but right now, with the god of war included, there are 5 gods. So this signifies one thing, that there are more than 4 gods present in the One Piece world. So let's just say, who wants to remember the devil, right? The biggest trick the devil ever put was to make everyone believe that he doesn't exist. It is the same thing. He's not been mentioned anywhere, and he's potentially another god-like figure. Obviously, a devil is not a god, right? He's pretty opposite to it. That's why Nika is going to destroy him in the future, but let's just say that it is someone at the same caliber of strength like a god. And what I believe is that we need all the gods present in the world, right? I think Loki is going to be the god of war. We have Nika, the god of the sun, and potentially Chopper as the forest god, right? We're going to talk about Chopper and his relation to the forest god in our next video, but let's now just assume that there are 3 gods. And what I think is that we need the power of all the gods present in the world in order to bring down Imu or the devil himself. That is why I think that he is not the sea god at all, and he is the devil of the One Piece world, aka devil, maybe like that. Now, what will be our answer to the question we first asked? Who is going to be the next target of the Domi Reverse spell? I think it is going to be Loki, but I would prefer it to be Luffy, because there was lots of drawings and lots of fan arts about a Luffy potential Gear 6, the Devil Luffy. So I think Oda could really look at the fans right now and say, okay, we're going to give you a Gear 6. This is not an official Gear 6, but it is going to be the Domi Reverse version of Gear 5th, aka the Devil Luffy. That is why I think Luffy is going to be the next target of the Domi Reverse, and I'm going to elaborate all about that in why Chopper is the forest god in our next video. So stay tuned for that one. Right now, my answer, I think it is going to be Loki, but I do prefer, and I keep my fingers crossed for it to be Luffy. If you guys have watched this video till the end, be sure to like this video, share this video with your fellow One Piece and anime fans, and subscribe to our channel Animotion. That is pretty important, guys. Please do consider subscribing to our channel. And with that being said, I'm out, and peace.